that we will talk about at the bottom of the hour. But now, in front of 1 million people on Friday in Egypt, he went on. Take it full screen. اصبروا على ثورتكم وحافظوا عليها وإياكم أن يسرقها منكم أحد. حافظوا على هذه الثورة. احذروا من المنافقين الذين هم مستعدون أن يلبسوا كل يوم وجها جديدا. Hypocrites. Now, wouldn't it be neat if somebody on TV would give you the significance of the word hypocrites? I happen to be that guy. You're in luck today. From the Jerusalem Post, quote, "There is one easily missed word in the speech that is most significant, the word hypocrites. In the Islamist lexicon, hypocrites means Muslims who do not practice true Islam, according to the radicals. To take Egypt out of the hands of hypocrites is to put it into the hands of the Muslim Brotherhood, or at least similarly minded people, which, contrary to the best and brightest policymakers, intelligence analysts, experts, and journalists, is not a moderate organization." That's the kind of organization that says, "I hope I can shoot people from the wheelchair." That's crazy talk, isn't it? The Jerusalem Post is probably just oversensitive because, oh, sure, it'll just be their buildings that are likely to blow up and their children likely to die in this glorious democratic revolution as it continues to go down its current path. But that can never happen, right? No, no. Not with superheroes like Google. Oh, the Google executive, the one that promised the Muslim Brotherhood would never hijack this movement. Watch.
اصلا لم يكونوا طرف ولا يعرفوا المظاهره هتمشي ازاي، زيهم زي كل واحد كان بيخش على الصفحه. ده اول حاجه. الحاجه الثانيه، حتى يوم الجمعه لما قالوا ان هم هيشاركوا، دي حاجه قرار يرجع لهم. هو والله قوه سياسيه، هو عايز يشارك، دي حاجه ترجع له. بس في النهايه مش هيجاك، مش هيخطف، العمل ده يا منى، ومش عايزين اي مزايدات ولا من جهات سياسيه ولا من جمعيات ولا من العمل ده. هو الشباب المصري اللي خايف على بلده.
You see, they won't hijack the cause. No. By the way, a quick update. This same Google executive tried to speak at the same rally, you know, in front of the 1 million people with this guy. By the way, CBS News is estimating the crowd to be 87,000 people. 1 million people. That guy, remember the guy was like, they will not hijack anything. The Google executive? Yeah, he was supposed to speak. But they stopped him from doing so because he's not one of them, you see. According to the reports, he was angered by the episode and then left the square with his face hidden by an Egyptian flag. Well, at least he left alive. I guess that's a lesson learned, huh? You see, somebody can't hijack a plane that you're not the pilot of. As promised, the chaos has spread all around the region, perhaps most dangerously to Bahrain. Why is Bahrain so important? Look, Glenn, it's just a tiny little island here. Yes, it is. That's where you can find the U.S. base for coordinating dozens of vessels, including aircraft carriers and nuclear subs, but that's it. Our Fifth Fleet overseas, 30,000 U.S. personnel across the region. But that's it. Oh, and the Patriot missiles are headquartered right there for us, and it's also kind of a vital part of our supply chain for our troops in Iraq. But other than that, that's it. How about our nominee for most dangerous? Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, from the right-wing conspiracy theorist at the New York Times and Arab diplomat. He says this: the Saudis are completely encircled by the problem from Jordan to Iraq to Bahrain to Yemen. Saudi Arabia is the last U.S. heavyweight ally in the region facing Iran. Oh, Well, we'd never screw any of our allies, would we? Oh, by the way, let's see. Here's Saudi Arabia, all the oil fields. Here's Bahrain on fire. This is on fire. This is on fire. Here's Libya. That's on fire. This is on fire. This is on fire. We know from the left that Iraq, of course, is on fire. Oh, here's Iran. This is great. It's going to work out super special for you and me while we're at the gas station. While most, it will be more difficult for the chaos to grip the Saudis, this is the problem. That's what everybody was saying 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's Saudi Arabia. It's nothing. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, they were saying this about Bahrain. Now we're saying it about Saudi Arabia. Yeah. According to the Times, the Saudis are, quote, feeling increasingly isolated and concerned that the United States may no longer be a reliable backer. Just because we gave all the missile numbers of England to Russia, what? Why won't you trust us? They also say the last phone call between Obama and the Saudi king ended in sharp disagreement. Don't care about Saudi Arabia? You should. Oh, you should. Hey, wait a minute. If Saudi Arabia goes down, Libya goes down, then the energy prices in Europe are more expensive. Wait a minute. That begins to destabilize Europe and the rest of the world. So if Libya goes down, that destabilizes the gas prices in Europe. If Saudi Arabia goes down, then you're worried about the gas pump here, which leads to the perfect storm. Where was it? Oh, yeah, the cost of energy, which is directly related to the economy. Oh, our war, extremist Islam. Oh, did you hear the latest on the border? It's fantastic. Hezbollah is working with the drug cartels on the border now. Political correctness and the enemy within. Don't worry about it. At some point, America will be so weak that our enemies will pounce without coordination. Conspiracy nut jobs. Don't worry about your gas and gas prices or energy prices. What was it the president said? Oh, yeah, that's right. Would necessarily skyrocket. So how much damage could someone intentionally disrupting oil fields really do? Well, do you remember the BP oil spill? Pretty big deal, right? 185 million gallons of oil spilled into the Gulf of Mexico. But when Saddam Hussein intentionally ordered the destruction of the Kuwaiti oil assets upon his retreat in the first Gulf War, how many of them? That's more. They spilled 36 billion gallons, or more than 194 times the amount of the BP spill. What would that do to your gas prices today and your precious environment? Oil is already jumping because of the region's unrest. An estimated 233 people have been killed in Libya alone. And now there are threats of civil war. Listen to Libya's the leader's son, what he has to say.
حرب أهلية. نرجع الحرب الأهلية بتاع 1936. هنقتل بعض في الشوارع. اخوان، نحن قبائل وعشائر وسنحتكم جميعا للسلاح، والسلاح أصبح الآن في متناول الجميع. يعني بدل ما نبكي على 84 قتيل سنبكي على مئات الآلاف القتلى. ستسيل دماء، أنهر من الدماء.
Great. Now remember, if rivers of blood start flowing, oil to Europe does not. And then we go to Morocco. Morocco, tens of thousands took to the streets. 5 people were killed. Morocco is crucial because it is the gateway to Europe. Oh, I know. That's crazy talk again. What's across from Morocco? Oh, Spain. The next logical place to go. The country that has invested a fortune in developing green jobs, which has caused it to have the highest unemployment rate in the industrialized world at over 20%. But at least they're number 1 in the world for something. Now, how do we go from there to here? That's next.